Imhotep coming back at you with another episode, another segment, broadcasting on behalf of 13 Signs Astrology YouTube channel. Just want to kick it and chop it up a little bit and just kind of like really get people to open up their minds because that's what I'm all about. Like you have to have an open mind and you can't just really limit yourself to what you've been taught, or you can't just limit yourself to what you may believe or what you may think. So I'm just going to introduce a couple of concepts to people that may be new watching my videos. A lot of people may have been watching them for years, but I get a lot of newcomers. People only been watching them for a couple of weeks. So just want to kind of like, I guess, update you guys on a few things when it comes to the underworld, because that's what we really give you and bring you here on this channel. Is we bring you information about the underworld, information and the shit that ain't really been discussed in the mainstream society, and shit that people don't even know in the mainstream society, because you have a group of extraterrestrials that live on this planet, and they've successfully mixed themselves and created hybrids of themselves on this planet. So like every day you're looking at extraterrestrials and you don't realize it. And it's something that I really try to drill home in people's minds because of the fact that warfare, and when people talk about taking land and taking over things, warfare is best when it's silent. The silent war is the best war. If you're going out, talking about talking about what you're going to do to your enemy and talking about how you're going to attack your opponent, if you're going out doing all of that, like that's not real. That ain't real, like strategic warfare. That's not real strategy. Like if you're really going to be like on some strategic stuff and use strategy, you would keep the war silent and nobody would know about it. And that's what these extraterrestrials have done. So much so to the point that they've killed off a lot of famous people, a lot of celebrities that you think are alive. They aren't alive. They've whacked off a lot of celebrities and stuff like that. And they've whacked off even people that are maybe close to you, and you just don't realize it. And they've replaced them with clones and replicas that look just like the person that you may have known in the past, but there's something maybe off about them. They may act slightly different. Like there's people going around saying that I'm a clone. Like I just had a client the other day or whatever ask me like, like, is it a possibility if I could be a clone and he doesn't think I'm the original person? But mainly people are saying that because, I kind of grew out my beard or whatever. But I'm just, this is a part of an experiment. But at the end of the day, I'm not really talking about myself, but I mean, there are a lot of people that are walking around and they're like clones or whatever. And society has been totally duplicated and replaced. So you're looking at dupes and duplicates. And you got to remember, right now on the planet, you could be interacting with neutrinoids, like I talked about in the last video. You could be interacting with your basically Terminator type entities, biological Terminator type of entities or whatever, but they're not, a lot of them don't have metal in them, but some of them do. Like, like a lot of some of your NBA players, they got metal parts in them. I'm just keeping it real with you. Like, you don't know, you're not around these people every day. You don't know what they got going on. So, I get my information through channeling and through direct contacts and insiders that are involved in the NFL and NBA and stuff like that. So I know what I'm talking about. But yeah, you got NBA players, their ability to play and all of that is because of them taking on certain robotic parts. You got some beings that are similar to the member on the second Terminator. It was that his enemy, the guy that was made out of like liquid metal. You got beings that are made out of like liquid metal. And remember, he kept turning his fingers into like a needle and sticking it inside of the Terminator's eyes on some crazy shit. Like, yeah, remember all of that? But yeah, you got beings out there like that are even more sophisticated than that. So you got a lot going on there. I mean, you have reptiles out here, reptilian entities and species, people, and that goes way back. I mean, most of us got reptilian in us because we've been mixing with the reptilians for so long that most of us got reptilian. And it's like, you ever ask yourself that? Like, why, when you evolve as a child, why do you go through phases of being a reptile? Why do you need all of this? When you evolved and when you was conceived in your mama's womb, there was a 3-month period where you were a reptilian. You went through a phase as a reptile. So why is it hard for you to believe that reptilians beings exist? If this is the part of the evolutionary chain is being demonstrated and displayed when you was in your mother's womb. So you got to open your mind up, guys. There's a lot going on out here. I didn't really want to make this video too long. Just kind of want to throw out a few things, a few points. You got a lot of different beings out here. I mean, you got, Pleiadians and different beings. Like, you have a species of white people so-called white people that have been on this planet for a long period of time. They call these people Pleiadians back in the day. That's what they would have called them. But like, you have a group of people that believe that white people are the younger species or whatever. And don't get me wrong, there are a group of white people that are younger than the so-called African American, or the so-called, not even just African, but the so-called African or Nubian species. But you have a species of white people that are much older than that. They come from another planet. They come from another dimension. You got to remember, the ancient Egyptians, they had something called Belzoni's chamber. So they could experience past, present, or future events that would play out on this planet, and they could view them the way you're viewing me on this video. They could view events like that through Belzoni's chamber. So why am I bringing that up? I'm bringing that up because of the fact that the ancient Egyptians viewed Pleiadians and white people that go back millions of years ago, and we're able to document this stuff and put this stuff in tablets and scrolls. So you're like Nordic looking people, you're tall white blondes, you're Russian looking people. These people descend from a group of white people, so-called white people, that go back way far back, and you just looking at a glimpse of them in this dispensation of time. But the ancient Egyptians, they had a way of communicating and had a way of viewing and witnessing the future and the past the way that we witness the internet now. They were able to witness past events, and they were able to connect through what's called Belzoni's chamber. This is where we got the idea and the concept of the telephone from. You realize you could be talking on the phone with someone that's in the future based on time? That's right. If you call somebody in China, for instance, in the evening time in the United States of America, and you call somebody in China, you speaking to them in the future, because China may be a few hours ahead of us. So you speak, that's technically the future. That's what I mean. Time is an illusion. It's only based on what we label it. Time is based on the motion and rotation of the planet. It's in movement and motion, and your perspective based upon that motion. So the ancient Egyptians knew that, so they could witness. They had like the concept of the hourglass, and how the gypsy looks through the hourglass to see your future. That all came from technology that we don't have any type of access to. We haven't even discovered everything on this planet. The ancient Egyptians left all kind of monuments and stuff, but they can't go over there and dig out and find out all those artifacts and stuff like that, because of the fact that the Giza pyramid is in the desert. It's hot as hell out there. Majority, like, you ain't gonna have no niggas. They don't want to go out and work and do it. Who's gonna work in 90, 100-degree weather or whatever to really try to take? Who's gonna take the time and even cares anyway to take the time to even look for these things? So open your mind, people, when you watch my videos. I'm getting ready to come out with a few more, but I'm just kind of preparing you. Like, nothing that you hear on this channel is far out from being able to believe. That's what I really started this channel for, was to like talk about things that may seem like taboo or that may seem fake, and to let you know that that shit is real. It could really be done. Anything that I've talked about in these videos can really be done. It is being done. These are things that I've witnessed. I've been a part of extraterrestrial experiments. There are grays walking around. Plenty of grays walking around. You know what I'm saying? And especially down in like Kentucky and places like that. So you just got to open your mind. I'm just letting you know, all these beings that I speak about, it's real. We are not just the same. We are one race as a human race, because we are all humans. We share this planet together. However, our bloodlines and our lineage and all that is not the same. Things aren't what it seems. Open your mind up to anything that you may think is real. Open your mind up to the fact that it may not be. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to open your mind and expand your mind to different things, because there are beings out here living and witnessing and lamping in reality, even while we sitting up here slaving, while we sitting up here working hard. They're literally creating whatever they want, and they're not just using their minds, but they're using their minds networked together as a grid and working together, and they've networked their minds the way computers network, and they're creating currency for themselves. They're making stocks go up and down. They're creating new stocks. Like, this shit it's amazing what we can do right now on this planet. But the thing is that it's not just about you becoming conscious and opening up your mind and becoming aware and things of that nature. That's good, but we got to really get to the point where we expand and make this movement expand. It has to grow. It has to become bigger. So you have to begin to demonstrate and show that consciousness works on a certain level as a community, as a group of people. Show that it works, and that's going to make more people come on board. So basically, it's about Not just get, like, if people want to see money and they want to see material things, then we got to learn how to manifest money and material things. It's just like me. Like, I'm a straight up alchemist. People talk about alchemy, but it's like I don't have a lot of money. I have a lot of commodities. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of resources, but I don't have a lot of money and things of that nature. But I manifest everything that I get. You know what I'm saying, with my mind. I manifest this stuff, these little notes or whatever that you see or whatever. This little money. I manifest this little shit with my mind or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, period. Like, I'm not working for nobody. I'm not slaving for nobody. I'm using the spirit of alchemy. I don't have a bank account, anything like that. I do readings for people and stuff like that, and they put money into my PayPal account. I can't touch that money. I got to manifest my whole lifestyle with my mind. So that's the way we can live. And just imagine if a group of us is living like that and we begin to get luxury and get money and things of that nature, that'll show and prove that everything that you heard on this channel, metaphysics, spirituality, new age thought, is real. And that's just the point that I want to make. So I'm going to go ahead and shut this video down. I thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more till we meet again. Hotep.